Public service announcement to anybody that's democratically elected. Excuse me. Anybody that's a Democrat and you've been elected to public office. The reason you're seen as so ineffective and feckless is because you will not lead from the front. You keep wanting to lead from the back. Bernie Sanders and AOC and Jasmine, and Bernie Sanders and AOC, particularly Bernie, are the only ones that get out there and march in the front. Even Senator Padilla out in California has no longer been out there in the front since they jacked his ass up. When he should have got out there in the front again right after they jacked his ass up to say, I'm a United States Senator. I gotta put my life and my body on the line. But you don't. And people don't respect people who don't lead from the front. You all get up in DC, you get around, you hold these press conferences, and they gag over you. But when it's time for those marches, those spontaneous marches that you should get up there and you should be leading from the front, you don't. Now, I don't know if it's because they don't ask you. I don't know if you're scared. But hell, if I can get out here and walk, you can get out there and walk. You're elected. You're the elected representative. And it doesn't matter if you're black, white, man, or woman. You're going to have to set the example because this is where we are. This is where we are. If you go back to 1955 to 1965, those ministers, and this is those ministers and those leaders, because there weren't many black elected leaders back then, they led from the front. John Lewis is known from leading in the front at Selma. That's why he got his head bashed in. That wasn't his first time. And you think that, hey, it's not worth that to me. I can continue to doing this work. But no one believes you. You have no credibility with them because you don't lead from the front. Then you come out, you put up billboards and shit saying, I fight. No, you don't. No, you do not. You are not a constituent facing rep. So you have no credibility. There are approximately, I think they said, we're at 216 to 218 right now in the Congress. Have any of you seen any congressmen out in the streets in Minneapolis saying, hey, manhandle me like that? It's unconstitutional. Half of them are lawyers. You telling me out of 216, 5 of y'all can't get together and hit every place where there's ICE doing unconstitutional shit with Steve Miller saying they aren't going to follow the law. The law hasn't worked since 1945. You telling me you can't get out there and put your bodies on the line? And that's why people see you as feckless. Because they don't think you have any skin in the game. They feel like they voted for you. You've been getting paid. You've been getting all the perks. But now that we need you, you just want to stand behind the scenes and say, I'm going to do policies and talk shit on the microphone when folks out there getting their asses whooped or taking the chance to get their asses whooped. You seen as feckless. So I say you're not the right person for this moment in time in history because you're feckless. Getting behind a microphone is not cutting it for you anymore. That goes for all of you. None of you are spared, maybe except Bernie. None of the Democrat senators. No, I'm not sparing Elizabeth Warren either. Because the truth of the matter is you're going to have to put your bodies out there some kind of way. You're going to have to go back to 1955 to 1965 and see what those African-American leaders were willing to do. Put themselves in harm's way the same way they were asking people to put themselves in harm's way. They weren't just asking their constituents or their congregations to put themselves in harm's way without them. They were leading the front, knowing that there was a risk. And you all don't. So people don't respect you. They don't respect you. And you need to be primary. I saw Hank Johnson on Roland Martin. Okay, Hank, that's great. But your ass ain't get out there and march with nobody in the front and dare those people to attack you as a state rep, as a leader of the people. You haven't come down here to back up Fani D.A. Willis. People see that. And to me, it's like low-lying fruit. One of y'all should be at every march, state and federal reps, and local congressmen and commissioners. There should never be a march that there's not a local Democratic congressman or commissioner or federal Democrat congressman or commissioner or senator that's not at that march. But they don't see you, so they don't believe you, and they think you're scared. So now they feel like they got to do it themselves. And let me say this, and I'm going to end it on this. If you all don't think it's fascinating that Stephen Miller, a Jewish man by faith, is using some of the same tactics as the Nazis who want to see the Jews exterminated, that is mind-boggling to me. That Stephen Miller has now decided he's going to become what we hate the most. And that Bill Ackman and none of the billionaire Jewish billionaires have come out and said, that's absolutely a line, this bridge too far. That's amazing to me. And let me add one other thing, because I'm coming for everybody today. This is one of the reasons why I don't go to church, because there are no black male ministers leading the charge. You talk a good fucking game on this app. You talk about biblical principles. You talk about Jesus' sacrifice. But you're not making none of those sacrifices. So most black men see it. So we think you all are charlatans. You just want to protect your brand and your church, not the community at large. And until you lead from the front, like Malcolm did, and Martin did, and John Lewis did, and Ralph David Abernathy did, and Jesse did, until you lead from the front, you will never get my respect or most black men's respect. They will never coalesce around you because you don't have the balls to lead from the front.